It is my great honor to introduce to you the man from Ognieville, Michael Solomon, and the next mayor of the city of Providence.
Boy, I'm standing up here pretty tall. Good morning and buenos dias. I want to thank Councilwoman Matos for that introduction. Misty, what an inspiring story. I still want to take as my daughter, I'm telling you. And my daughter, Tara. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank Andrew Cortez and Building Futures. They do such a great job in our neighborhood. So let's give Andrew a round of applause. And I am grateful to have so many of you here today, and I thank you for coming here. And I'd just like to take a moment to thank my co-chairs, Dr. Wayne Montague and Representative Grace Diaz. And I wanted to announce some of the elected officials that are here today. You may want to hold your applause until I mention them all, because there's a few. Councilman Salvador, Councilman Zuria, Councilman Sanchez, Councilman Narducci, Councilman Hassett, Councilman Correa, Councilman Yurden, Councilman Jennings, Councilwoman Castillo, Representative Slater, Representative Almeida, and Representative Cannavale, and Councilman Joe Solomon from Warwick, and Councilman Dino Oriello from North Providence. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to thank you guys for being here with me. This means a lot to me. I also want to acknowledge my wife, Denise, of 34 years now. I had to think about that. You know, I found out, I thought it was 33 years, but I was on Facebook the other day and I realized it was 34 years. My daughter, Alana, and her husband, James, Violet, Lauren, my daughter, Lauren, and Tara's daughter, Adele, and Milan's around here somewhere. And, back there, my son-in-law, Paul's around here. My father-in-law, Bill, is over here. And my sister, Donna's here somewhere. Sharon and Anthony. I have the whole family here. This is great. And last but not least, my father, Anthony, who's been an inspiration to me. And I will tell you this. There's a lot of people in this room I might not have met if it wasn't for him. And I will tell you one more thing. I wouldn't be here today, up here, if it wasn't for him. So I want to give another round of applause. We are all here for the same reason. We believe in Providence. I believe in Providence. I was born here. I was raised here. Went to school here. Raised my family here. And started my business here. Providence is my home. Like so many immigrants, my grandfather came to this country 100 years ago at the age of 13 with 25 cents in his pocket. He was a salesman going door to door, selling coal, then dry goods. He settled on Cedar Street in a 6-family house full of families like my aunts and uncles, my cousins, working day in and day out to realize the American dream. But every Sunday, we would have these huge family gatherings, and it was there where I learned the importance of family and community. At 4 years old, I moved up to the Elmhurst section of Providence, where I continue to live today. But it was right here in Olneyville. It was right here in Olneyville where I started, where my father opened up his drugstore 55 years ago. It's right here in Olneyville where I learned how to use the cash register, sweep the floors, and stock the shelves. It was right here in Olneyville where I learned how to drive the family car so I could deliver medicine to senior citizens across the city. And it was right here in Olneyville where I started my business, Wes's Rib House, 34 years ago. And it was here in Olneyville where I chose to get involved with the community through Olneyville Housing, through Joslin Community Center, to Nickerson Community Center, to Merchants Association. This is a great and diverse community. Families still reaching for the American dream, still struggling to join the middle class. But Olneyville, like all of Providence, had seen some tough times recently. For the last 3 years, our entire city has had to sacrifice to pull us back from the brink of bankruptcy. I became council president the day Angel Tavares became mayor. Immediately, we were faced with a $110 million deficit and a city on the brink of fiscal collapse. We didn't have time to ease into the office or learn on the job. This city was staring bankruptcy in the face, and the consequences for every citizen in Providence would have been disastrous. We had to act, and we chose to work together. We made the difficult decisions that had been put off far too long. We quickly brought in our city unions, hospitals, universities, and others to the table, and we asked them to share in the sacrifice. We asked everyone to dig a little deeper to save the city we love. And together, with the help of many others, we led Providence through a fiscal crisis and put it back on the path toward recovery. I'm proud to say that Providence's auditors now report a $1.6 million surplus. Just think, from a $110 million deficit to a $1.6 million surplus. That's amazing. That's amazing. And it just goes to show what we can do working together, sharing the sacrifice, and making the tough decisions, no matter how politically unpopular. But the hard work is far from over. Our city's recovery is still fragile. Providence is at a critical crossroads. We have come too far, we have worked too hard, and we have achieved too much to turn back now. Providence needs to keep moving forward. We must continue the hard work we have done over the last 3 years with the bold new vision for the future of our city. And that's why I'm here today to announce my candidacy to be the next mayor of this great city of Providence. I'm running for mayor to make Providence a city of opportunity for all. As mayor, we will grow the middle class by creating good jobs, rebuilding our schools, and finding ways to offer tax relief to those who need it most. As mayor, we will keep the city on the path to fiscal responsibility. And as mayor, we will revitalize our downtown by supporting our artists, our entrepreneurs, our restaurateurs, who have made downtown a global destination. We need to continue the quality of life in all our neighborhoods. That means reducing crime and curbing youth violence. That means creating more affordable housing and investing in our neighborhoods, from parks to pools to community gardens. Together, we have overcome a fiscal crisis. And if we continue to work together, there is nothing we cannot achieve. As a small business owner in Providence, I know that we need to grow our economy today, not tomorrow. Downtown is the heart of our city, and the stronger downtown is, the stronger our neighborhoods will be. And in our neighborhoods, there are thousands of small businesses who are invested in Providence. They deserve a mayor who truly understands what businesses need from city government. First and foremost, that means reducing the red tape to expand or start a business. From Broad Street to Hope Street, from Atwells Avenue to Academy Avenue, small businesses are the backbone of our economy. They represent thousands of jobs in our city, and investing in these small businesses will grow our economy. And growing our economy is the only way we can tackle the high tax rate in our city. Rebuilding Providence's middle class also requires rebuilding our city schools. As a father of 3 daughters who have gone on to become successful, independent, strong, and beautiful, I have seen firsthand the transformative power of education. Families in Providence deserve first-rate schools. We can't ask teachers to teach, students to learn, if they have a leaky roof above their head or no heat in the classroom. Some of Providence's schools are over 100 years old, and it shows. And if we believe in giving every child an equal opportunity, this must change if we believe in giving every child an equal opportunity to learn. That is why I am proposing the big idea for Providence. Everybody's wondering what it is now, huh? Let's make a 10-year plan to invest $250 million in rebuilding our city schools. This plan will start today by making our schools safe, warm, and dry. Then we will work with the community on a plan to rebuild the schools that need it most. This plan will create over 2,000 jobs for people like the young construction workers that have come out of Youth Build. The plan will... This plan will raise the self-esteem of every one of our teachers, students, parents. I mean, just look what the rebuilding of Nathan Bishop has done in its community. But upgrading our schools is just one piece of the puzzle. We have to move away from the top-down, one-size-fits-all method of educating our children. Education dollars need to flow into the classroom, not into a top-heavy central office. We need to empower our neighborhood schools. That's right, I said neighborhood schools. Nick, you got that? And at the same time, we need to increase accountability to ensure that there's a great principal at every school, a strong teacher at the head of the class, and a child willing to learn in every seat. As mayor, I will focus on our neighborhoods. I believe the people who know best how to improve the neighborhoods are the people who live in the neighborhoods. And in this campaign, and me as your mayor, your voice will matter most. That's why we will start neighborhood task force groups in our campaign, which will meet with me, and I will continue them as mayor. Together, we will tackle the most important issues in our city, like curbing youth violence, creating safe and affordable housing, and improving parks and recreation. Each group will be assigned a specific challenge and work directly with me, turning ideas into reality. There are tough challenges ahead of us. 3 years ago, they said our city was on the verge of failure. We proved them wrong. And by working together, we can prove them wrong again. I have no doubt about Providence's future. There is no problem we can't solve. There is no hurdle we can't get over, and there's nothing we can't do. Jobs, schools, neighborhoods. That's what my campaign's about. And let me finish with this. I'm not only a father, I'm a grandfather. I know I don't look like one, but I am. So when I have to think about the future decisions we have to make for Providence, I think of my children and I think of my grandchildren. And they remind me of making the important, tough decisions today instead of putting them off for future generations. It's always better to think long-term than the quick fix. And it's always better to be focused on the future than dwell on the past. Everyone in this city deserves a fair shot at making it. Everyone. From every neighborhood, we can't leave anyone behind. I love this city. I'm invested in this city, and I'm committed to this city. And if you give me the honor of leading this great city, I promise you this. Together, we will build a brighter future for all of Providence. Thank you.